Sleep of Reason. Now, that's the name of one of Goya's surreally disturbing etchings, Los Caprichos. And it's also the title of the new project from the composer Mark Springer, the Sacconi Quartet, and the singer Neil Tennant, one half of the Pet Shop Boys. This is a two-record odyssey that starts as a song cycle for Neil Tennant and the strings. Then there's the quartet on their own, followed by a long suite of pieces for Mark on solo piano. But it's those songs that set the expressive and emotional atmosphere of the whole album. And they're darkly irresistible places too, thanks to Neil Tennant's lyrics and vocals. But the Sleep of Reason project started with a spark of coincidence in Folkestone.
I fell into a deep sleep of reason. Anything broken made sense. Violence, ambition, greed. And then I woke up.
Welcome, both of you. It's just fantastic to have Neil Tennant and Mark Springer with us. What happened to inspire this project?
I was walking through Folkestone and there's a vinyl record shop. And in the window, they had a page of reviews from Smash Hits, which I used to work for, in 1982. And I realised, oh, they're by me. And so I took a picture of it. I went home, I was having a cup of tea, and I started to read the reviews. And there was a review of a single by Rip Rig and Panic. I was a very thorough reviewer because I remarked on how I liked the B-side, a piano solo by Mark Springer. And then I started looking at Mark Springer's subsequent career, and he's written an opera and stuff. He's written string quartets. I went onto his label's website and bought some copies of his string quartets. And then out of the blue, he wrote to me and said, because he had my email because of the order, "Are you the Neil Tennant? Because I tried to approach you for collaboration." And I said, "Yeah, I am," but I didn't hear anything. And then there was a silence. So finally, I emailed back, "But what was it?"
Yeah. It was actually, I loved Neil's voice. I wanted to hear it in that real intimate acoustic setting. And I felt that the string quartet would be the ideal thing to have.
See, that might lead to the idea that this project is a pastoral evocation, the wonder of Neil Tennant's voice, the Sacconi Quartet. Look, the subject matter here, Sleep of Reason, Goya, you're all going to very dark, wonderful, strange, nightmarish, satirical, grotesque places.
Well, I suppose I've written a string quartet based around these etchings of the Spanish painter Goya called Los Caprichos, or the Caprices. My colleague at the record label, Sarah Killery, just said, "I can hear Neil's voice on this."
And but when he sent me the MP3s of the music, the minute it started with this da-da-da-da-da, I thought, wow, this is real music. I was knocked out by it, actually. I had to, write the text for it. So I read the book and looked at the etchings. But then I thought of my own life in the music industry. I thought of politicians in the world like Putin, Trump, or Viktor Orban, all these strong men shouting through social media at us all. And what I took from the Goya, this specific etching, The Sleep of Reason Produces Monsters, is that, it's about a nightmare, but then you wake up, and actually it's a nightmare inspired by real life, by what's really happening.
And although the etchings are based around the kind of political machinations of what was going on then, it's so relevant to now. And I think Neil was kind of on fire when I sent him the music. He was every day sending me back.
New one.
I've got another line, I've got another bit here and another bit there.
One of the reasons this project came about was because during lockdown, Chris's mother said, "Why don't you write something classical?" And out of the blue, he sent me this piece of music written on orchestral samples. And to his surprise, I had a poem, and I made the vocal lines to sing over his music. So it became a song called Cricket Wife. And when this project with Mark Springer happened, that was my experience of having put vocals over an existing piece of sort of classical music.
What happens next? Are there further iterations, further manifestations of this project?
I mean, this is, for me, musically, I normally, as an electronic musician, I normally sing to a click track. And indeed, in Pet Shop Boys concerts, we have in our ears, I have counts where I come in sometimes when it's tricky.
So even in that amazing collaboration with the BBC Concert Orchestra 2007, I think, Concrete,
yes,
there's a click track throughout all of it.
They're all playing to a click track.
No, but you want a bigger version, stadium version,
Mark
huge
has an
orchestra?
idea of doing it with a string orchestra. And that string also would have a conductor, so I would have no issues with that.
We will do it with a bigger orchestra, I'm pretty certain.
I'd like Ian Bostridge to do it.
That's a very good idea. I'm sure Ian's listening. It
No,
then
Ian's
happens. Why
listening,
not?
and he could do the string quartet great. The Sacconi, fantastic Sacconi string quartet. By the way, it always goes back to Folkestone. I was walking through Folkestone, and I saw a poster for the Sacconi string quartet.
And you're going next
No,
week? They're a fabulous quartet.
They're based in
Yeah, really
Folkestone.
good.
Neil, Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.
With us.
Thanks.
Neil Tennant and Mark Springer. And Sleep of Reason with the Sacconi Quartet is out now on a beautiful double vinyl album as well. And what began in Folkestone belongs to us all now. And who knows, to Ian Bostridge as well.